welcome to the Amateur Hour Road to Victory. I'm your host, Bobby Awesome, bringing you the highlights of the two finalists in this week's ESL Bronze to Gold Weekly Cup. This event took place February 25th, 2015. First up, we have Ling King versus Lucky Strikes. Ling King goes for a really powerful Roach Ling attack, catching Lucky Strikes off guard. Not so lucky this time, buddy, as he tries to get up some form of defense, pumping out roaches. Roaches getting caught out as they spawn, but this is just not enough. He is forced to call GG. In Series 2, we have Nasax versus Juju. Nasax goes for early Widowmine assault, just opening the door for his bio to walk straight up the ramp. The Zealots cannot approach the bio due to the mine support. Photon Overcharge is activated with more Zealot Warpins. Not sure if Zealots are what he needs right now. Another drop goes into the natural, forcing the workers away. Zealots sent as an offering to Lord Nasax, but they are rejected. This time, though, the Zealots offer a better defense, but it's just a distraction as Nasax takes another drop to the natural, finally taking out the Nexus. A would-be hero mortal enters the fray, failing to live up to the hype. Zealots with their Archon leader try to figure out Widow Mines, but die for their curiosity. Workers are pulled, they also die to Widow Mines. The bio is too much, the Nexus of the main taken out. Some warp-ins are done by Juju, but Juju GG's. Also, if I butcher your name, I do apologize. Other results from the round of 16 have Burly Caveman 1-0 Cyclin Bushido, Zoralis defeat Huabuk 1-0, Spectre 1-0 It's a Done Deal, Busick 1-0 Passer, Bobby Awesome 1-0 Father Ninja, and Seagridge 1-0 Hatchery. Up next in the quarterfinals, we have Ling King versus Burly Caveman and Nasax versus Seagridge. These are best of fives. So in game number one, we have Burly Caveman versus Ling King. Burly Caveman opts for an early, very aggressive gateway attack. Ling King holds and counters with roaches. Burly Caveman still tries to commit with his gateway aggression, but a whole bunch of Lings from Ling King come back with workers and queens, defending well, while roaches still putting on the aggression in Burly Caveman's base. But Burly Caveman decided that his greatest threat in this game is the supply block, and goes for the 6 pylon build transition. But Ling King doesn't care, sends his Lings to the natural of Burly Caveman, killing all the workers, while following up with a super gad of roaches. Ling King cares not about the 6 pylon transition. Burly Caveman, LOL, not T, not sure what that means, but GG's out, and this game goes to Ling King. In game number 2 of Burly Caveman versus Ling King, we have Burly Caveman yet again going for a very powerful early gateway attack, force fielding the queens of Ling King inside his base. But roaches come out just in time as the gateway units start to dwindle, roaches and queens supporting each other with some Lings. Their spine crawlers going to the edge of the creep, and Burly Caveman is forced to retreat. A counterattack by Ling King is met with gateway units of Burly Caveman. Burly Caveman tries to do more warp-ins, and a Void Ray joins the fray. But it's not enough. There are too many roaches, and the natural is gone of Burly Caveman. Ling King defends the Void Ray counterattack at home with a whole lot of queens, easily defending his base while counterattacking with Lings again, taking out Burly Caveman's natural. Burly Caveman goes for one last attack, but mass queens prevail. Ling King is your victor. In game 1 of Nasax versus Seagridge, we have Nasax playing Protoss and doing what build? Yes, the 4-gate. Does Seagridge even see the pylon? Absolutely not. Warp-ins come in as he's taking his natural. Stalkers coming in unimpeded. No wall left as they take that down. One lone bunker. Workers attacking Zealots, never a good sign. Almost all the workers are dead. Seagridge forced to call GG. Game number 2. We have a Thor drop by Nasax, playing Terran this time. And Seagridge has absolutely no defense at home. Seemed to be defending against Banshees, but he misread that build entirely. If there's one thing we could see from Nasax's play, is he is very persistent with his drops. Thor drops or bio drops. Workers attack the Thor as the Thor takes out Seagridge's main defensive tank. Another attack follow-up by Nasax with tanks on the low ground, Thors on the high ground, taking out the siege tanks of Seagridge yet again. More Thor action, sniping a medevac. This allows Nasax to push up the ramp, sieging up and taking the game. The quarterfinal results have Ling King 2-0ing Burly Caveman, Zoralis 2-1ing Spectre, Bobby Awesome 2-1ing Busick, and Nasax 2-0ing Seagridge. The semifinal action will have Ling King versus Zorelis and Bobby Awesome versus Nasax. First up, though, we have Ling King versus Zorelis. In game number 1, we have Ling King going for a Roach Bane Ling bust, but as you can see, he gets muddled on the ramp, and his whole army gets destroyed by 2 siege tanks and a handful of marines. Zorelis easily cleans that attack up. Zorelis goes for an attack, dropping into the natural. Workers run away as Lings come to defend. Banes do clean up the attack as Zorelis does not lift up in time. Ling King tries to make something happen with his mutas, but they get absolutely wrecked. Zorelis is a drop machine. He is like Passer from last week, and he does not stop. The drop does get caught, and the mutas do clean it up. Ling King thinks he has to get something done with Banes and Lings and mutas. Tries to make something happen at this 4th base of Zorelis, but Zorelis absolutely murders all of the forces that Ling King has. Ling King musters up another force, tries to surround him with the Lings, but the Widow Mine hits are sick, and they clean up almost all of the ground forces. Mutas largely useless. Drops again, though. Zorelis is very persistent, even trying Thors. The bio does get cleaned up, but it's really a big distraction. Taking out more bases is Zorelis with multiple drops in multiple angles. Actually, 2 drops at a time seem to be the norm for Zorelis. More muta attacks by Ling King, trying to do something at all, but he donates whatever forces and whatever hope he had left of the swarm hosts. GG is called. In game number 2, Ling King wants some revenge, going for a Roach Ling attack while Zorelis totally misread the situation, getting Banes and Lings, trying to transition to Roaches, but Ling King is too far ahead with this Roach production, taking the advantage. GG is called. In game 3, we see Zorelis going for the attack, wanting some of that winning GG action, but his Banes and Lings are met with Roaches yet again. The aggression is on for Ling King with his counterattack, and his Roaches seem to be too much for the Lings. Roaches do come out for Zorelis, though. Queen's off creep, getting picked off by the Roaches. The Spine Crawler, a hero in its own right. Despite having to wait for the reinforcements to cross the map, Ling King still manages to outproduce Zorelis in Roaches. Zorelis' failed aggression in the beginning of the game has cost him, and he is just too behind to keep up. Game number 3 goes to Ling King. In game 1 of Bobby Awesome versus Nasax, Nasax goes with a very powerful triple Reaper attack, followed up by a Hellbat push that catches Bobby Awesome way off guard. He pulls away his drones, but he has no army to defend, and he is forced to GG. In game number 2, we have a really unconventional build by Nasax. He goes Mass Vikings. Bobby Awesome going Ling Muta Bane. Does not have enough mutas or corruptors to defend against this at any given moment. Nasax continues to produce Vikings, landing them, sniping bases, killing Lings, lifting them and killing more overlords and corruptors. Bobby Awesome just cannot seem to consolidate his forces enough to counter Nasax's Air Force. Bobby Awesome flounders about in this Mass Vikings versus Mass Noob battle and is forced to GG from this game. That brings us to the bracket where we had Ling King 2-1 Zorelis and Nasax completely owning Bobby Awesome 2-0. So in the finals, we have Ling King versus Nasax. Both players showing extraordinary play and absolutely brilliant adaptation to various aggressive tactics. Nasax being a drop king, Ling King being a very aggressive player with his Roaches and Lings. Game number 1 has Nasax doing some bunker shenanigans against the natural of Ling King with Reapers, delaying Ling King's saturation of his natural. Ling King counterattacks with some Lings, gets him into the natural, but blocked off from going to the main. Nasax does an attack of his own with Hellbats and Marauders. A follow-up Marauder attack, but against a lot of Roaches and Queens, is sent away, but it was just a distraction. Nasax takes out Ling King's 3rd, and then drops into the main of Ling King. Ling King is spread thin. Another drop at the 3rd. 3rd gets killed. Main gets killed. More drops. Ling King tries to make something happen with Roaches at the front, but again his 3rd gets killed. Whoa, man. Widowmine destruction of the front lines of the Roaches, and Ling King is forced to call a GG well played. In game number 2, Nasax is the aggressor. Widowmines slaughtering the forces of Ling King as the bio pressure is real. Ling King tries to push away Nasax's forces, but eats Widowmines for his efforts. Another drop by Nasax is going undefended, but Muta's in the third of Nasax, doing what he can to even the score, but Nasax is persistent with his pushes. Bio mines everywhere. Muta's doing a decent job of cleaning up this Marauder-heavy army, but another base is taken out by Ling King. Widow mines taking out what they can of the Lings and Banes. Ling King trying his best to do what he can with the Mutas, but his aggression is met with more aggression by Nasax. The aggression from Nasax may be his downfall, as Ling King is able to recover economically and then counterattack with Ling Bling Muta on the only real mining base left for Nasax. Nasax has no army to speak of and is forced to GG. In game number 3 of Nasax versus Ling King, Nasax goes with the triple Reaper build, similar to what he did against Bobby Awesome. But this time, he just builds 3 Reapers, because he says, hey, that's all I need. Ling King does not have enough queens, he does not have enough Lings, and doesn't have speed. The Reapers are left uncontested, and GG is called. That brings us to game number 4, which has heavy aggression by Nasax, as usual. This time with Hellbats and Widow Mines. But the Banelings and Queens are real. Ling King is able to defend and push back the aggression of Nasax ever so slightly. A missile turret going down in the third of Ling King, not sure what that's about. A drop though from Nasax. This is unrelenting. Drops everywhere, picks up before the Banelings can kill him. Cancels the third of Ling King, but more pressure from Nasax. Banelings do roll in and clean up this aggression by Nasax. But Nasax isn't done. He always has more Marines, more Marauders, more drops everywhere. Queens caught out in the open, and more bile pushes on the front of Ling King, containing him to 2 bases. But the hatch in the main of Ling King is taken out by another drop of Nasax. More bile floods in. Ling King is forced to stay behind his mineral line, pushes out with Banes and Lings, but Nasax is unfazed, picking up his army and dropping it elsewhere, leaving his Marauders up front to tank the damage of the Banelings. The bio is in a wonderful arc. There is just not enough army here for Ling King to defend. He goes well played, GG, smiley face, sad face, and your winner is Nasax. 3-1 versus Ling King. A wonderful performance by both players. Nasax, the Drop King, showing us his multitasking abilities and his unrelenting aggression. Nasax is your champion of the February 25th, 2015 ESL Bronze to Gold Weekly Cup. See you guys next time.